Good evening. How are ya? Hey, Mrs. G. Bonnie, how are you, darling? Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Oh, whatever. Hey, Demetria, how are you? Thanks for joining. I spent the whole day with you, Demetria. Hey, Paul. Is it Paul? How are you? Thank you so much for joining. I can't get on live. I trying to get on live also, but it's not letting me be great. I've been trying to come on here all day. Hey, Straddle Cafe. Believe it or not, but amen. Yeah. So where are you guys from? Paul, I don't think I've seen you before in Straddle Cafe. I'm in Charleston, South Carolina. The dirty South, Chucktown. It's called many things. So that's where I'm physically located at. And I have wife chats are every Saturday. Normally come on at noon, but we had our Kingdom Builders workshop today from 11 to 5. And I attempted to get on scope earlier this morning, but it just didn't work out for me. So I'm on now. I did post on my page. UK, awesome. I did post on my page that I would be on later on. So listen, I just wanted to have a conversation with you all. I know it's 8 o'clock. I know it's a Saturday night. Thank you, Dimitri. I know it's probably a lot of other things that you probably would want to be doing right now. But the fact that you're here, I appreciate it. And it tells me that you want to be here as well. So, hey, Liz. So what's up? I wanted to talk, hey Juanita, I wanted to talk about this subject because I've seen all too often where, and I'm talking to my wife, so any guys that are on here, chime in, give your 2 cents where you feel it's needed. But I wanted to talk to my wives as it relates to, hey Gigi, staying friends with exes. And I posed a question on my Facebook, I think yesterday or day before yesterday, and I asked the woman there, like, why do you feel do you feel that it's okay to stay friends with your ex if you're married? That's the question. And then I asked, is there any value in that? And I'm going to tell you some of the responses that I received, because I just wanted to get some feedback from some other people, some other wives, to see what they felt. Some people feel as if it's okay. Some people feel like it has a lot to do with the maturity level of the individuals. Some people just had different responses. Quite a bit of them said no value. It doesn't hold any type. There's no purpose. Leave the past in the past, and all of these other stuff. Another girl said that they're friends with their exes and they actually go out to eat and enjoy one another at some point, her and her husband, and things of that nature, and it's all good. So everybody's from a different perspective, but my answer to why I stay friends is there is no purpose. So for those that don't know who I am Treal Ravenel. I'm one of the founders of Detour Movement, where we believe we position women how to renew their mind so that they can transform their entire life, anything from their marriage, their mission, their ministry, and their money. We strongly believe and teach that if you renew your mind, you can transform every area of your life. And if you're familiar with Romans 12:2, it talks about, I beseech you, therefore, I beg you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present, Romans 12:1, that you present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God, which is the least you can do. Verse 2, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing, that's constant renewing of your mind. And even when we're talking about the subject of why stay friends, to me, you have to renew your mind also in that perspective. Because my thing is this: if you've been in a relationship with somebody for some time, this relationship was sexual, and you've had a very deep relationship with this person for quite some time. And anytime you include sex in the equation, it's going to be a very deep, committed, soul-tied type relationship, because you're crossing over with this person. Once you leave that relationship for whatever the reason is, what would be the purpose and value of you still staying friends with that person? Now, I'm not saying that you're not cordial. If you see that person around, you don't speak to them. That's not what I'm saying. But when I speak of friends, being friends to the point where you're hanging out with the person still, you're texting them, you're talking to them on the phone on a regular basis. Granted, at this point in your life, you have moved on, you are in a new relationship, or at some point, you know, you may be married. So at this point, what's the need? Why does that person still have a place in your life? And what is the need that's there within you for that person to still be a part of your life? And then you have to look at it like this. Can I stand to see this person with somebody else? You know, can I stand to see this person with somebody else? If indeed you remain friends with this person and this person moves on, although you have, can you stand to see them in a relationship? So that's a question that you can have in the back of your mind. But I just wanted to share 10 reasons with you really quickly as to why you shouldn't, or the wrong reasons as to why you should stay in relationships with your exes. And, you know, for those of you that are still in relationships, to whatever the degree. Now, you do have children. We do understand that there is a level of relationship that you have to have with your children's father. But again, this is not to the point where you and the father are close knitted, you know, hanging out, having, you know, casual conversations, you still giggling from ear to ear with him and things of that nature. You know, you're not entertaining him by any stretch of the imagination. It's strictly about the children. But I have seen where women held on to their children's father and they stayed in friendship relationships, but it was everything but sex. But they might as well have still have been having sexual relations because of the dynamics that they have between one another. Because you have to understand, once you've been with somebody, you have a certain connection with that person. And unless you release that connection, mind, body, and spirit from that person, you're still entangled. Hey, sis, you're still entangled to that person. So those soul ties still exist. So for you to say, we're not together anymore. Thank you, sis. We're not together physically anymore. You know, in a physical relationship anymore, but it's okay for me to hang out with him. It's okay for us to, you know, all of us, me and the kids, all of us just hang out and have an ice cream day. That's just not okay. That's not okay at all. So the number one thing you want to look at is you have the same friends with this person. And a lot of times, you know, once you're in a relationship with somebody for a very long time, thank you for the heart party. Once you're in a relationship with a person for a long period of time, you do have the same friends with that person. But even with that, that is not a reason to stay in a friendship relationship with that person, because you can very well work it out to whereas you don't go to the same events with the person anymore. You know, you know that they have an annual event and he's going to be there. You just don't show up.